Hello everyone, you're most welcome. Yes, yesterday we cut our shirt, but we did not sew it. So today, I think we should sew it. Okay? So how is everyone doing today? Are you fine? Is life good? Yeah, today we are going to do the sewing part. I already have my pattern here and it's already cut, all of it. So I wanted to change some color, but I don't know how. It's my network, okay? Is my network okay? Something seems off according to what I'm seeing here. All right. So, if you're not here yesterday, you can check the video I uploaded yesterday and see where we stopped. So I'm going to thread my machine and I will start. So good evening everyone, how are you? How is your day? I hope my network is good. All right, so let me thread the machine first and then see the sewing part. As I told you, I wanted to change some parts. A moment. Oh my goodness. Mukta, Mukta, Mukta. Oh my God. Sorry for that delay. So we are beginning now. Let me try to thread my machine. And we shall start. We cut everything, so we are just going to sew. One thing I did not cut are the sleeves. So I'll only do cutting for the sleeves and then we shall proceed, okay? So how is everyone today? Are you okay? How is your evening? Is it good morning? What time is it there? So we have our collar stand front part. All right. Let me cut the sleeves. Yeah. Should I cut them in this color? Let me try to check if I can get another color and mix a little bit. What do I do? Should I make them black as well? Okay. I'm going to make sleeves. This is on fold. There will be short sleeves, and I'm going to draft here. I'll not make a pattern paper for them. I'll just use this to draft. So I need some chalk. All right. So for the sleeves, I'm going to use this as my starting line. Where did I get this water from? Oh, this place is wet. So I'm going to go down by 4 inches. This ruler is calibrated, so I'm going to go down by 4 inches. These are the 4 inches. I'll mark the 4 inches as well. Then I'll determine how long I want my sleeve to be. So I'll make my sleeve 10 inches or 11 inches, whatever I want. It's a short sleeve, so I'll make 10 inches. 10 inches, sorry. So this is my sleeve length. Okay. So I'm going to get my measuring tape and mark 4 inches from here and mark 4 inches. And on this 4-inch mark, I'm going to go down by half length of this. After that, I'll make my sleeve my sleeve cap and come here like this. You can use your hand or you can use a curved ruler. Whatever you use is okay. So my bicep divide by, not my bicep, my armhole is 21. So I'm going to use my bicep measurement, divide by 2. So my bicep is 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 7 plus 1.5 is 9.5 inches. So I'm going to use 7 plus 1.5 is 8.5 inches. So I'll take 8.5 inches. So my sleeve will stop here, and I'm going to use my elbow measurement as my full length. So it's 5.5, it's 10, it's 11 divided by 2, which is 5.5, plus 1.5 inches, which is 7 inches. So I'm going to connect 5 and 7 here, and this will be my sleeve. But make sure when you measure here, you have your armhole measurements. So whatever I have here, I'm going to multiply it by 2. Okay, I'll extend a bit here. Yeah, in case it's too much, I'll cut it off. Okay, so this is my sleeve. Not my sleeve, they are sleeves. I've cut them together. Okay. Oh my God. I've cut the wrong place, but it's okay. I'll still use it as it is. All right, these are my sleeves. So we are done with cutting the sleeves. So we are just going to bring our shirts. So I've used short sleeves for this, and this is our center front and the side front, and our collar and our collar stand. So I'll put this aside. So this is my center and my center front, but I was thinking of making a separate color. Let me check I can get something. Anyways, let me just use the same color, it's okay. So I'm going to sew the front first, and then we shall sew the back. So I'll remove all these pins as this, and then I'm going to join my shirt. This shirt is a princess cut shirt. It's not dartless. Sometimes you can cut it dartless. It's not a must that it must look the same way. So this is a princess cut shirt. Okay, so first of all you have to align your pattern so well. So this here is the under bust line, this and this. So when you're joining, you must make sure that those points are in alignment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to arrange everything together and make sure this comes here. So after that, I'm going to pin wait, something is not right. All right, so we are going to sew our dart like this, and I'll pin this as well. So that I'll not disturb myself to arrange again. So make sure that you get these points right. All right. So when you open this up and this, they are facing each other. So we are going to start sewing. So please, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll be notified when we come live, when we put up a new video. So yeah, we do tutorials on this channel. You might request a tutorial of your choice, and we can make it for you. So take it slow, since this is a curve. Take it slow. Remember, the sewing allowance you left in is the sewing allowance you're supposed to use. If you used 1 inch, make sure you sew that 1 inch out. If you use 0.5, make sure you sew that 0.5. Remember, I told you this our fabric wrinkles, so you have to straighten it up. Yeah, for this particular fabric only. And after that, we are going to notch. Notch. And iron. Use a tailor's arm and iron your curved seams. And make sure when you're notching, you don't cut the thread. All right, so you iron. You're supposed to iron. You were supposed to iron this out. And remember why this part is longer. We cut it longer because remember we removed some 2 inches, 1.5 inches for the dart, for the bust dart. Yes, so that's why it's shorter on one side. So as always, we are going to notch, 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 and iron out. Yeah, press your fabric, press to flatten it, open the seams and press them. Okay. All right, so we have the front parts. Now we are going to, remember the back part was on fold, it was cut on fold. So we are just going to sew it on. First we are going to join the shoulder seams, and then join the sleeves, then join the seams, the seams, the side seams. But before, remember we had a dart on our back. I traced it out with a tracing wheel, so I'm going to sew it first, then see what next to do. We have a dart here. So this plastic bag has no right side and wrong side. Whichever side you get is the right side, okay? So we are going to get this part as well. So we are done with putting our dirt. So our dirt is done. You can see, so you're supposed to iron it out, okay? But since our fabric is luxurious, we don't need to. So we are going to join the shoulder seams. So I'm joining the shoulder together. Someone asked me the machine I'm using. The machine is called Brother JA 1400. Yeah, it's a Brother machine. Yes. You're welcome, my dear. So we are going to sew the shoulder seams. The sewing allowance you left here is what you use. So I left a 0.5 sewing allowance. It's what I'm using to sew. On this side as well. If you left 1 inch here, sew it out. If you left 0.5, also sew it out. So don't sew what you did not put, and don't leave what you put. So try to balance. All right. So now I love putting my sleeves on at this stage. Okay, it's simpler for me. If you like finishing the side seams and putting your sleeves, it's still okay for you, but for me this is simpler. So you make sure you know the center of your sleeve, and most times the front sleeve is longer than the back sleeve. The front armhole is longer than the back armhole. So if your sleeve, you know your sleeve is exactly, you must spin it around before sewing to know that it fits properly. Or you might measure here like this and come also on the sleeve and measure around to see that whatever you have is enough. So I'm going to pin my sleeve. So sometimes I just sew from here, take it to one point, and sew from here, take it to one point. But if you want it to take it straight all the way through, pin around and just come from one end to the other. And make sure that when you pin right. If you don't pin well, your sleeve will not sit well on your armhole. So make sure you pin well to get it right. So it's better your sleeve to be longer. It's better that your sleeve is longer than being shorter. Remember, I added some sewing more allowance here. That's why there is excess here. So it's better it's longer than expected than being shorter. If it's shorter, you might not get it right. So you can cross check before cutting out and check your armhole and make sure that whatever you have is enough. All right, so we have also allowance on this side. So if you're sure, I mean if you're very sure that you have pinned right, you can sew from one side to the other. That is if you are sure. Okay, if you're not sure, don't sew. But if you're sure, sew from one side to the other. So let me pin this side as well and take it once. Okay, so I'll turn it like this, right sides facing each other, and then pin around on this side as well. Make sure the center, you notch it and you place it on this seam here, so that you give it balance as well. So from the center, take it slowly to one side as you pin. Remember, it's not a straight line, it's curved. So take it little by little. So we are coming this side as well and doing the same thing. So if you didn't see how we cut this pattern, you can check the live before this one. You can go on my page and check the live before this one. it has how to cut to this point. So you can see how we cut this out. All right, so we are done with the pinning. We are sewing now. I said just make sure I pinned right. That is all. You need to see that you pinned right and you sew right. So we are coming from one end to the other. Just take it slow. Make sure that everything is in alignment. So I'm done sewing around. Remember, these are fabric wrinkles, you can see it here. So I don't back stitch at the end. I don't back stitch. So I take out all my pins, and after doing that, I'm going to come here and straighten this up. I'm going to straighten this up slowly. That's why I told you don't back stitch, because if you back stitch, it might not come out from this side well. So just straighten a little bit. Be careful with our fabric, it's delicate. It's delicate, so you have to be careful while stretching it. Please like, comment, and share. Hit the notification bell. So we are going to notch. Remember, I told you on all curved seams we notch, and we press with a tailor's hammer, which I cannot do on this fabric because it is luxury. It is luxury fabric, luxurious, expensive. In fact, any mistake you make, it is torn. Eh? Hey. What is more luxurious than that? What is more luxurious than that? That you just touch it and stretch it, it tears. Eh? Hey. So notch around and be careful not to cut the threads. But we are done with this side. So we are doing the other side as well. So as I told you, you have to iron. Press, press, press. Every seam has to be pressed very well. Pressed very well. And yeah. So we are doing this side. It is already pinned. We are just sewing around as we did for the other side. So let's sew it from one end to the other. Take it slow. Where I need stretching, stretch. Where I need to straighten, straighten. Yeah. I told you you don't back stitch here. So we are going to remove everything here and make sure you remove all the pins. You don't leave a single pin in. After that, we are going to stretch out. Stretch, 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 stretch. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Okay, so we are done. We are going to do as usual notch. Be careful while notching. All right. So remember we had excess here. I'm going to cut it off. Yeah, I'm going to trim off some of this excess. I added in some excess, so I'll trim it off on all sides. Make sure I trim it in. You trim it off in an orderly manner. So you can leave it and sew, then trim, but you can trim it as well before sewing. So whatever works for you, you do that. All right. So after this, we are going to join the side seams. I always emphasize on this part, before doing anything, pin. Why? If you don't pin, you just sew from here. You can sew and reach this point when it's not matching. So you have to pin this first. This is a very major point to pin. If you don't pin it, it will not be uniform. Maybe it might be uniform, but by chance. So we are not taking risks here. We are doing it right and doing it perfect. Okay. So we are going to join this part as well. We are going to pin the seams, this part. So however much, whichever we do, we must make sure that this part is in alignment. So the rest you can just sew going down. This part as well, I'm going to pin it like this. All right. So if you had excess threads, cut them off, straighten up this line. You can see that it is, one part is shorter than the other, and a small difference of maybe 0.5. Yeah, so we are coming this side as well and doing the same thing, stitching. All right. So as always, iron. I preach the gospel of ironing. Yes, iron, please iron. Please and please and please and please iron. So we have reached this point. We have reached this point. So we are going to make the place where we are going to put our buttons. What we do, remember we left 2 inches on this side and on the other side. On our center front, we left 2 inches. So what we do with those 2 inches, you first fold in 0.5. On those 2 inches, you fold in the 0.5. Okay. So I'm assuming this is my 0.5. I'm not going to measure. This is my 0.5. So if you're using fabric, you can iron it out. 0.5. After folding in the 0.5, you're going to fold 1 inch. We're going to fold 1 inch. So I'm using this. You might not see the 1 inch, but this is calibrated. It is marked. So it's not yet even 1 inch. Hey, 1 inch is this big. Yeah, you mean 1 inch is this big? Okay. So after folding in the 0, I said you fold in 0.5 here. Remember we left 2 inches. So first fold in the 0.5, which is this. Iron it. After ironing it, fold in 1 inch. Fold 1 inch. So pin. So far we have used 1.5 inches. So the 0.5 inch remains in. So let me just do it here. Measure the 1 inch. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I poured something here. Do that later. I'm going to get this roller and use it to measure the 1 inch. So this is 1 inch here. I want to get it straight. Take in more. All right. So this side is done. Okay. So we are going to do the same for this side. First I said 0.5. First 0.5. And my 0.5, I told you I'm using my eyes to measure. Okay, so don't use your eyes, please. Measure. Take the correct measurements. This is for illustration purposes. This is plastic. It's not real fabric. So if you're dealing with fabric, please measure. Maybe if you have experience, you can use your eyes. Yeah. If you have the experience of measuring with the eyes, you can use it. Alright, so I'm going to now sew straight from up to down. So before doing this, iron, because if you iron, you'll have it flat. This is plastic, I don't iron. But before also sewing like this, you have to iron out and make sure everything falls flat as it is supposed to fall. So don't just sew. Please, please and please and please and please. Iron to get it right. So mine might not turn out perfect because it's not ironed. My goodness, I messed up towards the end. Towards the end, I messed up. Oh, I messed up. So you can see mine is not as flat because it is not ironed. But if you're dealing with real fabric, iron this out. If it is non-balancing, when you iron, you shall see that it's not balancing. Okay. So we are going to do the other side as well. done this part. So as I said, iron, 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 iron. So after doing this, we are going to deal with our collar. Let's see our collar and our collar stand. I made these two collars, you can see. This is one. I'll throw this because, okay, I'll leave it. This is one kind of collar you can do. For this, you don't have to cut two pieces. You cut the collar as one. And there is this kind of collar. This one. This one, you join it to the other here. So when you're going to make your collar, remember to add interfacing on both sides of the collar. You put interfacing here and interfacing here as well. So these are two pieces. Okay, you put interfacing on this part and on this part. After they are supposed to face each other like this. So when you're putting your interfacing, you use your collar pattern to cut the interfacing. This allowance that remains around is a sewing allowance. I hope I'm understood. So the allowance, the 0.5 around, is just sewing allowance. This is supposed to be placed like this. There is a 0.5 sewing allowance around. So when you're cutting your interfacing, you must cut the size of your pattern paper. So you cut your interfacing like this. You cut it on fold because this is also on fold. You cut it on fold. You put on one piece and put on the other piece. So these are the two pieces. You put on one piece and put on one piece. After you join them together. That is one way. Another way is cutting the collar like this. You just fold in your collar like this. Remember, we cut it on fold. So for this side, you don't need to sew the upper part. You just cut your interfacing two parts as well, because if you cut it, okay, you might cut it as one like this, but I think it's better you cut it, you break it into two, from here to here and from here to here. Leave a sewing allowance also around. Yes, the same for your collar stand. This is your collar stand. So also for the collar stand, when you're cutting interfacing for your collar stand, make sure that the interfacing is the size of your pattern, so that when you have to sew around, you have this sewing allowance. The sewing allowance, we don't put interfacing on it. I'm explaining this because I cannot do it. This is plastic bag. I have the interfacing, but it will not attach itself on plastic bag, and I cannot iron the plastic because interfacing is glued on with heat. Okay, I hope I'm understood. So let me use these pieces for the collar. So this is my collar. I'll take this to be my collar, and this is going to be my collar stand. Remember, they are going to be two pieces. Okay, so before anything, you have to measure up. When you reach this point, you're going to measure around your collar. So most times I make the collar on this stage, but yesterday I wanted to cut everything, and since most times the collar, if you use 3 inches by 1 inch in the back and 3 by 3 in the front, that collar most times it is not more than 20. So I cut 20 here, but I will reduce it if it's less than 20. So I'm going to measure my collar. Okay, so I place the measuring tape, turn it around slowly. Yeah, take it around my neckline. You take it around little by little. So whatever you have, it's usually between 18 to 19 according to how you cut your collar. It's usually between 17 and 19. It does not reach 20 most of the times. So I have 17.25. So as I told you, it never reaches 20. Maybe if you use more measurements, but standard, it falls between 17 and 20. So it's 17.25. So I made this collar big. Okay, so this is half of my collar, and this is half of my collar stand. So I'm not taking away on the center part because the center remains the same. Okay, so this is what I have. This is how my collar is supposed to be. So I'm going to come on my pattern piece. Okay, 17.25 divided by 2. 17.25. This is it. 17.25 is here. Let's take 17, okay, 0.5. 17.5 divided by 2. This is it. This is the point. So I'm going to come and place this here. So this is the point here. Where is my mark? So it's here like this. Okay, so this is where my collar is supposed to pass. And remember, I said when we reach this side of the collar, we come in by 1 inch on your collar and 0.5 on the collar stand. So this is it. So on this point we marked. This is the point we marked. We come in by 1 inch. This is the point. We come in by 1 inch, which is here, and cut our collar again. So this is our collar now. So this is our collar now. And for the collar stand, we are going to place it here. And from here, from this point, I'm coming out by 0.5. 0.5. So I'm coming out by 1 inch first as well, and mark. And then if you don't know how I reached here, please check the video before, the live stream before. On this 0.5 mark, I'm going to curve in like this. So this is just a modification on this pattern. So this is now the collar and the collar stand that will fit on that particular shirt, not on every shirt, on this particular shirt. So we are going to bring this, place it here, and add 0.5. So this 0.5 is sewing allowance. Remember, this side is on fold, and this 0.5 we've added is just sewing allowance. So that's our new collar. Okay, so we need sewing allowance down and on this side. Here it's on fold. So for this part as well, we are going to bring these two pieces, fold them, after folding them, bring this, place it here, and we are going to add 0.5. I'm going to use my eyes as well, 0.5, and here 0.5. So I'll curve here as like this. So I used my eyes today as usual. So if it's not 0.5, maybe it's less or more, but I'll take it to be that. So this is it. Okay. So now what you are going to do, you are going to open this up like this and get our collar stand. So you get the center point. Make sure you know the center point. So you can come here and notch the center. Make sure you know how to place your collar. So this part that is curved goes here. So we are going to notch on that part. Make sure they are balancing. Both sides are balancing. You get the center and notch. Okay. So also on this collar, you are going to get the center and notch. After doing this, you're just going to bring this and place it here. And turn around. Oh my goodness. And also bring this notched part and you're going to pin. Yes. Okay, since this is plastic, sometimes it doesn't straighten itself up. So what we are going to do, we are going to sew from this side coming like this up to this side. So you sew in this direction like this. Okay, so we shall do that. So you come from this one end, taking it to the other direction. So when you reach here, you can put the presser foot up, turn it, arrange everything right, and continue. Make sure everything is arranged in the right way. We forgot something very important, but I'm not going back. We forgot something very, 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 very important. Is to close this collar. We forgot to close the side of the collar, but I'm not going back. So we were supposed to close this side before we came to this part. I think my head is becoming tired now. It's getting tired. So press, you're supposed to close this before doing anything, before even closing this part. But we didn't do that, and I'm skipping that part. Please do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. And when you reach this part, please iron so well. So when we reach here, we are going to get our shirt. Get the center. This is the center back notch. After notching on the center back, you're going to come here, do like this. Get the center. Make sure it's the center, please. And notch. After notching, you're going to get this part. You see this part? This is our collar. This is the part which is going to be on the inside. So you get the back, the part which is going to be on the back, and place it on the back like this. Remember, we notched the center back. So you're going to pin, pin, So you're going to pin all the way through this part. And pin right, please. So we are going to come on this part as well and pin. So after pinning, you're going to sew around your collar. Alright. I pray that I finish this today because I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling tired, very tired, tired. So I pull out all the pins, straighten it up. Remember, this our fabric is not the usual fabric, so we have to straighten it up. You have to straighten. It's a must. Okay, so after this, doing this, I'm going to come here. You see here on the edges, fold in. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. This is still wrinkling a bit. I need to straighten it up very well. So please, if you're using this kind of fabric, hey, you have to be careful though. So after this, remember we had a 0.5 sewing allowance on the collar stand. So we are going to use that. So I'm folding in. I'm folding in that 0.5. And I'm using that 0.5 to sew around this collar. So you can iron it out before even sewing the collar. You can iron it inside, like you fold it in the 0.5 and iron, or better still, to keep it fixed, you can get a hemming gum and put it on the inside and iron it. Then when time comes to sew, you just sew in when everything is already in place. So we are going to sew on this line like this, and make sure you sew on you sew on the edge, you sew on the edge. Don't sew in the middle, but sew on the edge. So that's what we are going to do. And my shirt is wrinkling a bit here, but we have no choice. We are going to take it as it is, since you cannot iron. Okay, cannot iron, so we are taking it like that. So make sure I take it slow and cover everything inside. Cover whatever you have on the outside, inside, to give it a neat finish. Okay. All right, we are done. We are done. We are done. We are done. So give it a good press. Give it a very good press, and that will be it. So whatever you're remaining with is placing the buttons on. Give it a good press. Yeah, and that will be it. So another thing you have to do is to give it a good press. Finish the seam lines. Remember, here we had some allowance here, so I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to cut it off. So I'm going to arrange this with this. We added this because we added a, what is it called? We added here bust allowance, bust that. So we got some excess here on the front. I added 2 inches. I have to take those 2 inches out. All right, so in and take those inches you added out, and after that hem your shirt. After that you can hem your shirt. Okay, so yeah, I cut it wrong. I cut it wrong here, but which is okay. So this is our shirt, a female shirt, a princess dart shirt. You can see there is here a dart where the breast sits. So yeah, give your shirt a good press, finish the hems, and you are done. And put the buttons depending on how you want to wear your shirt. You can give a difference of 3 inches, 4 inches, depending on what you want. I think 3 inches are okay. From here to here, 3 inches. Here, 6 inches, 9 inches. Okay, you can give a difference of 3 inches. Yeah, can be 3 inches or 4 inches. Still, you can give 4 inches. So that's it for today. I have to go. Thank you everyone for watching. Yeah, I'll stop here today. I feel I'm a bit tired. Yeah, in case you have a request video, you can send me you can send me, you can comment in the comment section. Yes, you can put it in the comment section, and my number is in the description of my YouTube channel. So in case you want you might want sewing classes, you can contact me on my WhatsApp. It's on the description of my YouTube channel. So you can check the description of my channel and check my WhatsApp number if you want sewing lessons. Yeah, you can follow me on TikTok. My handle is Grace Namboga 1. Yeah, so that's all for today. I love you so much. Please like, comment, share, and until next time. Yeah, I'm going to stop here for today. So thank you everyone for watching. Once again, I'll say thank you and have a good night, a good morning, a good evening from wherever you are. Remember to subscribe and to hit the notification bell. So bye. Oh my God, I was going to fall. I was going to fall.